Welcome to Last Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe by compiling every single developer post of notice into one easy-to-consume video. This includes the Warframe forums, Reddit replies, Twitter, even the Warframe live streams. So without further ado, let's go over these announcements and news from the 25th to the 31st of August. Starting this week's episode of Update 25.7 went live on PC. Now I have two videos already up on the channel that cover Update 25.7, one with the additions and one with all the fixes and changes. So if you do want to go into full depth and know everything that happens in the update, those videos are available on the channel, but to keep this episode short, I will of course do a brief overview. So update 25.7. You can now farm for Gauss and his weapons or buy them outright from the market for platinum. Harrow Deluxe and its collection have been released, and you can pick up either the skin by itself for platinum or the collection. The collection comes with a spear gun skin and an armor set. Mod and look link are in the game, and players can now share the cosmetic and mod loadouts. The Shawzen has been added into the game, and players who purchase the Shawzen decoration have received an emote to play it. You can also pick up new Shawzens in the market. Bows received new animations and effects on top of stat changes. The Lotus and Norg operator masks that were conceptually made by community members in a contest have been added to Nikak's shop rotation in Cetus. Disruption has been expanded and now appears as a mission node on Mars, Neptune, Sedna, Uranus, the Kuva Fortress, and Lua. Once again, two full in-depth videos have been uploaded to the channel if you wish to know everything that was added, changed, and of course fixed. But if you wish to share your feedback on Gauss, the overall update, disruption, the bow changes, and bugs, Digital Extremes has posted feedback and bug threads for players to post in. And like everything else in the video, they are linked in the description. Hotfix 25.7.1 released on PC afterwards that made tweaks to lighting and exposure on the orbiter after material updates, and a portion of the renderer were released in Update 25.7. They also made a few fixes that are displayed up on your screen. 25.7.2 added companion weapon ribbon mods into Samaris' offerings for 100,000 Samaris standing, and they will be veiled upon purchase. The Artax has also returned to its rotation, so you do have a chance at getting that. They also made rendering changes and fixes that are displayed on your screen, alongside disruption fixes, optimizations, and of course, the overall game fixes. If you do wish to read both the hotfixes that I just mentioned, they are linked in the description, but if you want them read to you, they were combined at the end of my Update 25.7 fixes video. Once again, displayed up on your screen and linked in the description. You might have also noticed after playing, watching, or reading about the update that the previously announced reward, the Echoes of Umbra, were absent. DE said the following as to why prior to the update's release. We're going to hold this back to act on weekend feedback and more. 2 days isn't enough time to inject all the changes we want to add, so we will release this at a later date. Now, DE Bear also announced that no Melee 3.0 changes would be making their way into the previously mentioned update. They had the paragraphs on your screen to explain why, but it can just be summed up to they need more time, and they are aware of players' feedback specifically about Valkyr and auto-blocking, quick melee, and how channeling and blocking have been affected by the rollout. Now the following is a number of clips that are from DE Steve's pre-update stream on Twitch, starting with a look at the upcoming Warframe Grendel's Eating animation, where it opens up its chest. The next was a single frame look at a building from the Duviri landscape, which for those who don't know, is the next open landscape for Warframe, which by the name implies is tied to the Duviri Paradox. Now the rest of the clips that I'm about to play are raw, with Steve's audio as he does discuss it, but they do cover some important topics like damage 3.0, shield gating, and the third orb mother.
Any chance to revisit the core gameplay modes like defense, capture, mobile? We are still on 1.0.1.2. Yeah, we should. We should, and we are. Optional switchable metallic surfaces on frames are possible. Yeah, Scott bugs me about this every now and then. I'd love to be able to have the materials for Warframes, and I think that is much more feasible with the new renderer that we showed at TunnelCon. So Right, yeah. Someone says, Steve, let's get serious for a moment. Is there any mention of balance and potentially damage rework in Warframe? There's like 3 viable builds for weapons in the game. Steve, you seriously have to address this. Yeah, I mean, that is something that this is our so-called damage 3.0 that we begin and we make a mess and then we back it all out and start again. Oh, yeah, like the materials in Anthem are really super cool, I agree. I can be your dad. Yeah, so the damage system is a problem. We have a doc up about fixing some of the exponential aspects to the damage system as well. And that includes the infamous armor scaling and how that narrows things quite a bit. Yeah, it is for us. It is an imbalance. It's balancing the perception of nerfs when you make those changes. It's balancing people who have played Warframe in a comfortable way, and is it worth the massive upheaval to builds and to player habits for the health of the game? And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is not just yet. But I'm with you, and it absolutely is something that we think about. The third orb mother, we're not sure. Igor is doing great.
We have a spec for the third orb.
We have a spec for
progress
for the orb mother.
Implementation of it.
The people that would be implementing that are currently working on the new war. So they are working on the enemy types that are going to be populating. You probably saw in a past dev stream a sneak peek at some of the incredible new visual styles of the Devourer and a bit of the new sentient stuff. And so the people that would normally be working on the orb are making that set cool. And they're also doing things like Nightwave Series 2 conclusions and things like that. So we did try shield gating. I'm not sure if we tried it. I think someone was asking in the context of Hildren. The way shield gating was done, we felt wasn't good enough to ship to you guys, and so we tried it again.
Really make a difference?
Didn't really make a difference, no.
On or off, you still died.
You still died, yeah. Someone says, someone says they love racing players, and would there be a racing thing for PvP? So we might have good news for you, actually. A little small thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got pretty far, but never.
Yeah, there's just a few things we got to finish up with that. It could be cool. It was fun to use the Warframe movement system like that. Any thoughts on some kind of permanent housing, like an instance housing on Cetus or Fortuna? We have talked about that. There's nothing being worked on. Right now our focus is on New War, Empyrean and Railjack, Squad Link. Those are the big kind of ticket items with a few kind of secret things here and there. And then, of course, Duviri is the other thing that we've announced that we're working on after that. So, yeah. That is the evasive answer to that question. Okay.
Now with that done, if players log into the game any day in September up until September 30th at 11:59 PM Eastern Time, you will receive the Harmony Ribbon. This is to raise awareness and share support for those affected or people who know someone affected by cancer. They've also shared donation links on the forum post if you do wish to donate. Moving on though, Rebecca had responded to a post requesting 100 restore pad blueprints, saying that we will definitely do this. So for all you pad hoarders out there, I guess you can rejoice. For console players, but mainly Xbox One players, You guys do have the Prestige Collection 2 available to purchase. It does come with the Rhino Jade skin, the Excalibur Jade skin, the Axa Jade armor, the Tonkor Jade skin, the Stoker Jade sigil, the Bombix Jade Dana, 300 platinum, and a 3-day credit and affinity booster. Digital Extremes are also aware of issues with the Sword Alone, Egg Timer, and Tenno and Hooch achievements, saying that they will be fixed in your next major update, which will be 25.7. Now, for those wondering where 25.7 is for consoles, like usual, they have to create a build, making sure they have a stable build that's ready to send in for certification, and there's no issues. Now, I do imagine this update may take longer based on player feedback to the PC build due to the rendering changes that came in said update and the metallic visuals that are out of whack on PC at the moment. Like usual, you guys will just have to wait it out and wait for the announcement for it being sent into certification. Now, back to everyone, a new drops campaign is ongoing, and players who have their accounts linked to either Twitch or Mixer and watch 30 minutes of any Warframe partner streaming Warframe will get the transmission color palette. If you are experiencing issues by the time this video goes up, DE Taylor has shared the following, saying, "If you were having issues receiving your drop over the weekend, you should be getting your inbox messages now. If you still have no luck, multiple Warframe accounts being linked to your Twitch might be the cause." She then links to a troubleshooting post on the forums. It is up on your screen if you want to read it here, but if you want to go straight to the post, a link is in the description. DE Taylor had also said the following about Sword and Shield melee skins for Tennogen, saying, "We talked a little bit about this in our Tennocon panel. Sword and Shield skins are a little more complicated than regular melee skins because of their collapsible animation. Whips are the first time we've experimented with more complex skin meshes, and we'll be looking at other more complex weapon types once we have smoothed out any wrinkles, if there are any." The winners for the 2019 Featured Dojo contest have also been announced, and they are displayed up on your screen if you're interested in that. And to end the video, we have developer tweets. The first was from DE Steve, where a player had tweeted to him the following, "I don't care if I'm the only and last. This is an insult to every one of the thousands of hours we Conclave players have endured while the rest of the community spat at us like dogs. This was always Warframe's hardest challenge, and I don't intend to watch it die quietly." To which Steve replied, "Yep, we'll think about a better way to handle this. That is not our intention, only that forcing people into that for some cosmetics wasn't working. I agree they shouldn't rank up that way without the participation. This is all in relation to the Update 25 new reward, the Universal Medallion." Now lastly, Steve had also announced that they are working on fixing up character emissives and metallics due to the changes made in Update 25.7. That concludes this week of Last Week in Warframe. If you found the video informative, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon the series in any way, shape or form outside of sharing my own opinion, make sure to share it in the comment section down below. If you want the channel glyph, it is up on your screen. There are 15 per platform, single-use codes. If someone has already redeemed it, it means you cannot get it using that code. And if you missed out on last week's episode, an annotation on your screen is displayed. Click it, it'll go to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.